Hello and welcome to Pest Perspectives episode number 10. Can you bloody believe it's 10 episodes? Technically, it's like the first guest was the second episode, so I've been 9 guests I've had, but it's the 10th episode. So yeah, 10th episode. Thanks to all the support. If you can follow all the pages, subscribe on YouTube, follow on LinkedIn if you're watching on there. Follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Currently, everyone, Spotify's winning the battle on the podcasts at the minute. On the percentage, Apple's just below. But come on, get some reviews on there. Get the algorithm up. But yeah, thanks everyone. You can also get CPD for this podcast and previous ones. The British Pest Register, if you self-register them, I've actually put them in. I'm trying to get my own account for Pest Perspectives. With currently all the points, because I use my personal account, it comes up as Open Pest Control Pest Perspectives, but it's not. It's me, just me. It is, but because I need a separate account. But Shaun will be sorting it out for me soon. And also, you remember the BPCA? You can self-register on their CPD diary, so don't forget to do that to get yourself some points. But yeah, thanks everyone for all the support so far. And this week we have Sam Tricky from Tricky Pest Control. How are you doing, Sam?
Very good, thank you. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure.
It's good to it's good to have you on. And I tell you what, if he's watching, shout outs to Kieran Buse. He was the one that told me to get you on.
Nice bloke he is.
He said to me, he says, you need to get him on. You've not had, he says, you've not had anyone on like that yet. So he says he'll really talk you through a lot of the agricultural, wildlife management stuff. And he says, if you could get him to come on.
Oh, I don't know about that. I know a little bit sometimes.
You know a little bit. Yeah. So, right.
Little bit, now and again. Yeah, no.
Did you fall into...
People know a lot more than me, let's put it that way.
Well, you know a lot more than me, let's put it that way. A lot more than me. You do. But anyway, how did you actually get into pest control? Are you one of these people who fell into pest control? Or was it like you grew up and you were like in the country on the farms and stuff? Or like how did you start it all?
I grew up on a farm, really, really rural. And as kids, we would go around and sort rats out and being all involved with dogs and all that sort of stuff. And then from a really early age, I got into gamekeeping. So probably 12, 13, I was every weekend, every evening, I was out helping with shoots and stuff. And then from there, as soon as I left school, 16, I was straight left home and off I went gamekeeping, really. So I was thrown in to the deep end with it. And part of the keeping was obviously huge amount of pest control with that as well. So that's where it all started. So,
okay, because a lot of gamekeepers
went from there really
like to keep their toes in it. It's like I've had what's it called? I took over a task site where a gamekeeper was running the pest control, but because the gamekeeper wasn't properly trained, and they had task kept saying you need to get an actual qualified company person in. So I took over that, but he tried, but he had like boxes where they were like boxes with traps in. They were like wooden boxes and stuff. But yeah. So
I mean, like nowadays, I went. I started off gamekeeping. I was doing gamekeeping for most of my sort of younger years, career wise. I left. I was in Dorset for about 6 years down there. Pretty commercial gamekeeping. Did a lot of fox control, stoat control. That sort of work, rats. We did a lot of rat work, to be fair, on the estate I was on. And then from there I actually went up to another big shoot, and that was interesting. That's something different. But I think a lot that you learn from those early days gamekeeping, you can use with the pest control now, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of detective work, isn't there? There's a lot of tracking. There's a lot of knowing what you've seen and what you've done. So that's
when
always
you were
quite interesting, I think. And I think.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
After you. No, after you. You'd have to. We said when I was keeping.
Oh yeah. Did they put you through any courses or anything while you were there? Like even the basic ones, did they put you through anything?
So yeah, I mean, I did an MVQ level 2 in wildlife management, so that's all done. And funny enough, I actually did rodent courses, and I think I did some other ones. And actually, Andy Bedos was the trainer at one point.
Oh,
and he
was it?
Yeah, he came down in many years ago.
Okay.
I spoke to him since I've been, into the pest control industry more. And I spoke to him and I said, I remember you coming and training us all those years ago when I was keeping. And yeah, he actually came to the village pool and we sat in there and keepers listened.
Did he remember you or not?
So nice bloke. He's helped me out.
Nice.
No, I don't think he did. But no, he's a nice chap. Since we've been doing the business and what have you, I've picked his brain a few times and he's always been there to help us out. So. Yeah,
good to hear. That's good. Mentor,
I mean, a bit of a mentor. He was a gamekeeper as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice chap as well. Yeah, never go away type sort of thing. Always silly questions. He answers them. So yeah, no, he's all right.
Well, they always say there's never a silly...
Yes, I know. Yeah, I mean the gamekeeper. No, there isn't a silly question. No, that's true.
That is right. Adam Edwards, thanks for watching, mate. I can see you in chat. I can. But yeah, it's that's the first. You're the first person that's talked in the Facebook chat. So well done.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah, but when you start this,
you're watching live.
Well, because I'm so new compared to the Beauties and Beasties, they do it historically on Fridays, and they've been going quite a long time. They have. Yeah. So they get like anywhere from 10 to 50. But it all depends, but on who's on and whatever. But they get more than I do. But I get more after, and to be fair, they get more after. They told me most people watch after, but giving the people the ability to watch live can give the ability for people to ask questions as well. So it is good from that point. But I'm sure it will grow over. Yeah, I'm sure it will grow over time. Though it will. It will. It's all fun, though. It is.
Oh, definitely. Early days, isn't it?
You say sorry?
So, I said it's early days, isn't it? Really? It's it's done well. I think. I think all of them are good. So.
Yeah, far it.
Interested people. So no.
Yes, so far it has. Yeah. So, I hear that you do rat control with dogs. Is this true?
Yeah, no. Yeah, we do a lot of... I do a lot now. So after the gamekeeping, I went into farming for a bit. I actually had a proper smash up. I had hit someone at 60, pulled out on the main road on me. So they smashed me completely up. So I was... Yeah, internal bleeding.
Shit, you're lucky to be here.
No, it was. Yeah, they cut me out. Took them a fair while. So yeah, that was the end of gamekeeping at that point.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went at that point because with gamekeeping everything's tied accommodation. So I didn't just lose my job because I couldn't work. I also lost my house and everything else with it. So that was an interesting time. But we bounced back and I went into farming for a bit. And then after a while, I realised I don't really like farming at all. And as you said, with gamekeepers and everything else, it's a logical step to go into the pest industry then. And it came to me one day that I'd had enough of farming. What can I do? And I just thought that would be the right thing to do. So now I've luckily sort of built up a lot around here locally of all agricultural rural type jobs. So I use the dogs and lots of trapping and, you know, shooting, and yeah, it's good. It's good. It's interesting. But no, I've always used dogs, always trained dogs. And I quite enjoy it. I think now with us all trying to use less rodenticide and thinking a bit more on that scale, actually, it can be instant, it can be quick, and it can be very professional if you deal with it right. So yeah, no, I enjoy working the dogs. I enjoy especially on farms. It's an interesting mix. So, but yeah, normally have a dog with me most days.
Oh, good. I'm trying to react slightly after you because we've got a slight bit of lag. We have. So.
Have we? I thought there was a pause.
Yeah. So Adam's just told me in chat.
Is it all right my side or not?
I don't know whose side it is, but I'll try and answer you slightly after. I will. Can you see on screen best type of pest control? So that's kind of Adam's background too. It is.
Oh, that's
if you
cool.
can see it.
It is. I mean, you can't use it in all situations, but like, say, there's some things that you just can't do without. Like this week, the dog marked a drain. I knew there was rats in there. She was marking it. We tracked the drain 300 yards, found a bank full of rats on the other side. This is near a grain store. Get the dogs in, cleared the bank, no poison used, instant, job done. And I don't think you can get that sometimes with other. It's a quicker method sometimes. You've got to use everything in your toolbox, haven't you? But it's definitely one I wouldn't do without.
So yeah, that's true, because obviously I watch Kieran Sampler's videos and they're pretty cool. They are what he does. But it's like you have the dog trained to just kill the rat and then drop, don't you? Don't run it ragged, like rip it apart. But how does that kind of? How do you?
After you.
I was just right. How does training a dog work for rats specifically? Is that quite hard, or is it?
I think most dogs have got it or they haven't with it. I think sometimes I always find with dogs the trick is to be calm. So I try not to G them up or wind them up too much. And if you can stay calm and quiet and let them use their natural instincts, they'll come in their own selves, and they'll become something that doesn't necessarily need you to be winding them up and getting them overexcited. I mean, I've always had terriers. I've always kept Jack Russells, Patterdales. I've got a Lakeland now, and like I've also got a Bedlington Whippet, which the first Bedlington Whippet I've had, and a whole different ball game when it comes to ratting, because not only are they real quick, but I actually find that they use their head quite a lot more. As a terriers quite often wants to get in there and rouse things up, which I think you do need. It's quite nice watching the Bedlington Whippet sit back, and she's the one that you can guarantee gets the one that slips down the side. She's got that covered because she's using her head to sit back and wait to catch. So I think all different dogs bring different things to a table, and sometimes you've got to have a mix of them. But I think calmness is the key. Most people get quite excited, myself included, sometimes when the rats are running everywhere. But if you can stay calm with dogs, they react to it. Yeah, I've always said that. Watch a load of men on a maize crop when it's just being cut and you're going through rats, and watch the screams and rolls about going. And most men turn into screaming banshees when the rats go, don't they? So. Yeah. But no, just calm and quiet.
That's good. That is because, as you say, I mean, I gotta admit, if you got a dog and say a client has rang you in a panic because a rat is in their house and they actually know it's in the cupboard, that is the perfect tool. Take the dog up, and the dog will sort it. That's because, like, going around chasing them with other, trying to get them with anything else, you can't really do anything. It's very difficult, especially in a house. You can't just be letting off a lethal methods in someone's bedroom, can you?
No. And it's as you say, it's instant, it's quick. I mean, like, I find for myself, so not always, we do lots of different things, but on farm sometimes you literally think to yourself, because you've got like other food sources as well. Yeah. And if you've got rats that are seriously neophobic, bait box shy, they won't do this, they won't go to traps, they don't want any food. Well, you're suddenly limited to a window of dogs and shooting, and that that then becomes a really important tool. Alongside the trapping and everything else, it does become and it's quick. If you don't have to go back, you don't have to check. It's done, isn't it? It's happened. So it's nice, and it's very rewarding when they all do well. There's days they don't always do well, but it is rewarding. And also, I think the nose is incredible. I mean, we can look for sign, we can look for drop-ins and prints and guard hairs, and but when it comes to dogs, their scent is so brilliant. They can mark something for you, and you can just say, I said to you at the weekend, I was out on a pig farm, and I normally walk around with the dog first to get an instance and then go and check boxes and traps and stuff. And she was marking, and I just knew there was, as soon as you lift up, I mean, we had a couple of rats under there, and that would have been, how long would that treatment have taken if we just trapped them or didn't know they were there, So it is good. Yeah.
It's good in a sense, I suppose, because you can take a dog around and then say they're in the wall, the dog can smell them, can't it?
Yeah. I mean, the Lakeland, especially the nose on her, is phenomenal, and she'll mark walls for me, and I know that they're in there. And some buildings you've got wooden partitions, and you can ease them open and get rats like that. And I think it is definitely an interesting way to deal with things. I mean, I don't do a lot with them domestically, but I know Kieran does. I think that I find quite interesting. We do occasionally do it, but most of it's on farm, on contracts.
Yeah,
a lot of it. Okay. And then a few places I go purely just to hit them down with the dogs. Some like bad places that that have always got a fair few. We go down there and hit them with the dogs and do it that way. So. Yeah. Plus, it's company, isn't it? I mean, a lot of us spend a lot of time on our own, walking around. So, someone to talk to.
It is true. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the chats in different platforms. That's why. Let's see if anyone else is in any of them. But it's got a good point. I mean, see, you mainly use dogs for your farms. You don't ever use them in domestics. No.
I've used them in certain situations, in gardens and things like that, but 90% of my time is with them is on farms, grain stores, livestock, that sort of areas, and then obviously they come out occasionally moleing just for the exercise and the walkabout type thing. So no, that's the main of it. But I do find them very helpful for servicing contracts or farm contracts. So, yeah.
Well, they will do, because you can, like, say there's a problem and there's a burrow or whatever. You can should be able to clear it, shouldn't you? You should. Without having to come back day after day or, week after week.
No. It's great for that. And as I said, it's great for also allowing you to them to mark and know what's going on where. And yeah, saves you a lot of time. And I think it adds a lot to the service you're offering quite often, especially like in this instance. I think it is, you know.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
You know, I know some sites I do, I wouldn't take them purely because I know that that's not what they're looking for, and I think that they probably wouldn't want a dog on site. But on a lot of places, I think it helps a lot.
Yeah, no, it's fair. It's what it is. Something that interests me. I'd never do it. He looks cool, but I'm not. I've just got a Labrador. She couldn't frighten a rat. She'd run away from it.
Yeah, I've got a Labrador.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, Labradors are good dogs. They do as they're told. They're loyal. Yeah, no, I like Labradors. I've always had black labs. So yeah. Nice. Yeah, nice dogs. But no, I think I grew up with dogs, so I've always been quite obsessed and keeping. I've always had like five dogs or more, and always all working. And I needed them for my work, dog and things like that. And I've always done a lot of work. To be honest with you, when I was gamekeeping, I never used any poison whatsoever. So it was all dogs shooting and trapping. Really, we never really bothered using anything like that. So yeah, I think it sort of gets ingrained into you.
Yeah,
it's a difficult itch not to scratch.
Well, see, if you just keep to them methods, you don't actually like with the methods you use, but you don't actually need. You don't need to use like. Not if you were just use your trapping methods and dogs and ferrets and all that, and not use rodenticide, you wouldn't need to have all the. Am I wrong? You wouldn't need to have the proper pest management training, would you? Or would you?
I don't know. I mean,
because a lot of it is to buy rodenticide. You need a certificate. But if you weren't using bait and just pure trapping, would you really need to use it? You see what I mean? Because from that perspective, Well, it is best.
I would. Yeah, no, I'd agree. I'd agree with what you're saying. I don't think you would, but I would say, like for myself, I'm glad that I did get trained. I'm glad, I'm glad that we did the level 2 and did what we did. But I think there is a need for rodenticide. I couldn't do the agricultural side, although you're using a lot of dogs and traps and everything. Yeah. I think if you were to take when I need it that out of the toolbox, you are in for some trouble.
Well said.
On some instances, there's just some instances that I can't get there with the dogs. They're not going to trap. I need that knockdown, and as long as you're using what you need to use, I think that you would struggle without it.
That's it's a good point. So I just thought I'd bring it up. That's all.
I mean, I think you're right.
I do agree that you should really have, your RSPH level 2 award in pest management. I'm just saying that if you don't use bait at all, but all the tools, it's like when the glue boards got banned. I wasn't a big fan of them, and we've got them, but we've never actually used them. You see, ever. But it's a tool in the toolkit. Right. But I've never had to actually use them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty much got rid of them. We got rid of them.
No, some people.
It's too much aggro to use them. We don't do any sites that would qualify for that. We don't. We're not big enough for that.
No, it's funny how some sectors, I know some farming sectors, the industrial side of it, they, obviously they can't use them now, but they were real keen on them, chuck some down some glue board type things, which is quite amazing because I don't think, I might be completely wrong, but in some agricultural environments, rats won't even go near them anyway. So it's, it's interesting how some people seem to really like glue boards. I've never really used them, and I think I'm with you with it. I think if you can use a different method, then
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's
I've
probably better.
only ever used it once, and it was
Right.
was like, and it didn't work. And this was when it was legal, and
Yeah.
it never worked. So I gave up on it.
What
I
was
did
that
something
with?
else. Just a glue board with rats. It
Right.
never worked. It never worked. So
No. I think quite often they'll just go around it.
yeah, I used a different method, but I've only ever done it the once, and I've never used them since,
Right.
and I won't be using them now because of all the regulations. I don't even do any sites that would qualify for that. I don't. So
No.
So
there's so many other options. I think. Sorry, Carol.
No, carry on. You're fine.
No, I was going to say I think although it might not be the best option, it's always a blow sometimes when things get taken away, though, isn't it? Because let's face it, I mean, I go places and they've still got glue boards in the back cupboards. They might not be using them, but I think we all know that there's quite a lot of the domestic side that they won't suddenly disappear, will they?
People will buy them.
Difficult topic when it comes to that.
Yeah, they just sell them as insect boards. Oh, the insect board fell on the floor.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no,
Well,
I don't think they're as efficient as some other things, but
they're not.
No, I mean, yeah, I think it is it's still one less thing taken away, isn't it? Though that's the thing. We've got to be careful with what we get taken away.
Yeah, we definitely have, because you don't want to lose anything in your toolkit, really, because everything's useful in certain situations. It is. With the dogs, do you have to take the dog to the one that you did the ratting with? Do you have to take them to the vets with certain jabs and boosters because the rats have got quite serious diseases? They have to be protected from tests and stuff that they have to have.
Yeah. Leptospirosis is the main one that obviously you're watching for. Obviously they get their jabs all the way through. I also generally keep a first aid kit in the van for them, and we treat all wounds, because you'd be surprised sometimes, I mean, generally the dogs are pretty quick at shaking dead and it's all done pretty quickly, but they'll even get cuts from working in machinery. They're going to get cuts and scratches. They're climbing on top of arcs and going in and ramming their heads into places to try and get things. So, yeah, I mean, I always tend to keep them clean and just keep them bathed. And because they live together anyway, they're always cleaning themselves. So we don't generally get much problems. But yeah, you just got to keep an eye on it and just general husbandry, really. So, but yeah, no, it's one to watch out for.
Good to hear. I'm just trying to work out the delay sometimes. I am.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Because sometimes it's good, and 1 minute I'm talking and you're talking, and he's not finished yet. But I don't know why it's doing it.
Right. My partner said to me, she said, "Oh, you'll be fine because you get to talk about you and pest control." She said, "You'll have a lovely time. They won't shut you up. So just tell me to shut up when you want me to."
But yeah, so with the I obviously know you do mold control.
Yeah.
How did you get into mold control, and how long you've been doing that? Was that? Oh, it's obviously. I bet that stems back to your gamekeeping days, doesn't it?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, no, this is only since I've been doing the pest control, and probably, must be, not straight away either. So I'd never trapped a mole before. And one day I thought, hold on a minute, I quite like doing that. I better do it because, I've got my qualification. I'm doing lots of rats now. I could offer this. So I went out into a field, grabbed some traps, read a book, had a little go out in the field, caught a couple of moles, and I thought, right, hold on, I quite like doing this. So one of my contracts was there, and I said, "Oh, dairy farm." I said, "You've got some moles in your field. We offer mole control." And he went, "Oh, brilliant! That's all right then." And it literally, from trapping 2 or 3 moles in a field that year, went mental, and we were suddenly on the back of that trapping, 200 moles in one farm, and it just went, crazy, and sort of learned from my mistakes and off and on, and tried to learn as quick as I could with it. And then I did that for a couple of years just off my own back, and I actually went on the Alan Jones's course as well. After a couple of years of doing it, and that was an eye-opener, and I learned a lot off that as well. So so it was a mixture really, but I did sort of just go, I can do that, and off I sort of went head first into it. So my back was hurting on that first year, I'll tell you. But it was interesting.
Well, you definitely got some experience there, because I've done farm jobs, but I've never pulled anything near that. 7 was my most on a little farm. 7.
They were moving. I mean, it was it was a lot. There was a lot on that. I mean, that was probably about 450, 500 acres. So there's quite a lot there as well. And I think, especially as it was sort of the first time I was going at the farms, I was trapping everything from connector runs on fence lines to woodlands to everything that I could get into. I was going pretty crazy. I mean, I did the same farm this year, and we pulled 66 off it. So, that's a sort of normal numbers. But I think it was a good experience, and I do enjoy doing the moles, definitely.
It's good to hear. I mean, I used to hate them, because I never used to get involved when we did it, because my dad just did it within the business. And then I've got a mate called, nice lad, Scott Smile. I think I probably said it wrong. He's a lovely bloke. I met him on my RSPH Level 2 in Pest Management Award course, and I still speak to him to this day. We ring him up and all that for advice and stuff on moles, obviously. And it was him that got me into it. And in the end, I've been doing the moles myself over. Oh, it's got to be properly. It's got to be over a year now. It has, because I joined the British Mole Catchers Register as well.
You said that's quite good.
Right, they're very helpful people, and it seems nice. It does to be part of. It's more to be part of something. It's like, say we know what we're doing. Don't get me wrong. There's people far, that do bigger sites than me. We mainly do domestics for moles, mainly. The odd little farm. We don't take on big places, really. We don't. But no, it's. This year I've caught 2 doubles in my mole traps.
That's spot on. That's all right, isn't it? Happy days. You got another double.
Well, it was my first, you see, man. Never done it before.
But it's a nice feeling, no matter how or when. It's lovely to have a double, isn't it? Always.
Oh, it definitely is, because my dad's like, you buggers, I've never got a double before. He's like,
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, no,
but it is.
Is that on the barrels mainly you're using?
No, it's on the barrels. It was both. Yeah, it was on the barrels. I haven't used anything else, actually. I've never tried anything else yet.
Have you not?
I haven't. No. See, I'm still new.
I've moved mainly on. No, it's I started off on the barrels. I really like tailpexes now, so I tend to use tailpexes and batangs mostly. Use a few barrels still, but quite often, like we'll mainly use tailpexes. Really, I mean, this concrete ground that's dried up, it'd be fine now, but started to use a few more barrels and batangs then, just because it was a bit more fiddly with the tail plexes then. But even then, you get into that rhythm when you're setting traps, and you just like that one trap, and it gets you. So yeah, it's everyone's got their own things, haven't they?
They have, yeah. Adam's just saying I need to get a white one now. I haven't caught a white one, have you?
I've only done one.
Have you?
I've only done one, and he was more ginger. It's from a little garden. Yeah, it was a little garden not far away. I was quite happy with him. Yeah.
Oh, you would be. I would be. But yeah, it's
Yeah. So no, that I've only caught one.
Okay. Well, there you go, Adam. He's caught one. I've caught 0. Don't worry. I'll message Adam a lot, like I message you as well. But you'll soon find out if I do get a white one. It'd be cool. It would. But yeah.
Yeah. There's I taught a young lad around here, and he said, "Oh, I'm doing my neighbour's garden." I was like, "Oh, spot on." He'd only caught like a couple of moles before, and like within a couple of weeks of me showing how to trap moles, he sent me a picture of a white one as well, and I thought, well, that's a bit jammy, isn't it? But it's always the way, isn't it? So I thought, well done. He was absolutely chuffed. He was, bless him. So yeah, no, that was lovely. That.
Oh, I bet he was. Traditional mole trapping's the best.
Yeah,
keep it alive.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep it away from that. I'm not a fan of the gassing stuff. I don't. Well, we don't do that. We don't. Have you ever done that?
No, never done it. I personally, I think trapping's the way. It really is. You know, if you can get a good trapping, go through. You're out there. You're getting it sorted. You get the traps in the ground quick. You're laughing really. You know, and I think it's humane. You know what you're getting. You're pulling it out. It's in your hand. Job done. And you know, I'm nothing against it, and I wouldn't say get rid of it, because as you say, once you get rid of something, you're going to need it. But at the moment, for me, I think traps are the way for moles.
Yeah, it definitely is. Adam's just saying he's had I had silver ginger patchy ones, but he's not got a white one yet either. He hasn't.
No, some people seem to catch quite a few, don't they? I had a grey silvery one this year up by a pond, but I wasn't. They were quite light all around that area, but nothing special. But yeah, that sounds an interesting colour, the one he's caught.
It does. Yeah. It's interesting, that is.
I've caught a stoat in a mole trap. No, not a stoat. Sorry, a weasel in a mole trap going across a gateway.
What, just by mistake?
Yeah, dead as a doornail, straight in a batang.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah, running the gateway up a hedgerow, because I think some people say that weasels predate on moles. I've never seen it. I can't say. I don't know. But I know that they use their burrow systems to stay in safety sometimes. And this was a burrow system for a connector across from one hedgerow to another. And I caught him in a batang set coming one way. So yeah, I've caught one weasel in there.
Nice. Never done it. Obviously, you weren't intending on doing, but it happened.
No. Yeah, no, I didn't. No, I wasn't intending to trap the weasel in there. It was an accident.
Yeah. Sounds good. That does. So ferreting. How do you do ferreting, I believe?
Yeah, that's so. To be fair, quite a new last year or two thing got into, really.
Okay.
So yeah, no, we've got a few ferrets. Got about 9 ferrets at the moment, and we use them quite a bit on all different things. The rabbit population around here this year is diabolical. So.
Okay.
Yeah, real.
Is that what you use? Is that what you use, ferrets?
Yeah.
What's the process? How do you get the rabbits like with the ferret? I don't know how it works. I don't.
So we normally go out there, and I don't long net or anything, because to be fair, there isn't loads and loads of rabbits. It wouldn't be something that we do lots of, but we use purse nets on the burrows. We purse net all the burrows up, and then we enter the ferret in there with the locator collar on, and so you can tell exactly where it's to. And then we use the ferrets to flush the rabbits, and then the Bedlington Whippet and myself and normally my partner are there, and we catch the rabbits in the net and then humanely dispatch.
Okay. So the idea is the ferret scares it out. Is that the idea?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, occasionally you have to dig, but yeah, most of the time it's nice if they push them out. I mean, I quite like small gills, really. Personally, that's just what I tend to like. I mean, I'm no ferreting expert. I've only been doing it for a little bit, but I thoroughly enjoy. I think ferrets are absolutely amazing animals, and have spent quite a long time. If you look at all the old pest controllers and things like that, they were actually a key tool in general pest control day in, day out. So they are an amazing thing if you can get good hard workers, you know. So how do you train them to do that? I think it's just in them, to be fair.
Okay. Well, and then they'll come back to you after.
Well, we tend to do a lot of socializing. All my dogs broke into ferrets.
Okay.
So the terriers they're as puppies, and they'll play around with the ferrets, and they know that ferrets are off limits. And when we feed them, we always whistle them as well. Lots of handling, lots of play, lots of time spent with them, and that sort of helps. But it is in them. I picked up a couple of kits last year from just an off chance, and those things are absolutely the most awesome little workers you could ask for. But it's a roll of the dice sometimes, So yeah, they are nice helpful things, really. But I think as like personality wise, they're great as well. So they're amusing.
Good to hear.
But
so
yeah,
do you keep them in like have you got like stables, or is it a big like guinea pig pen that's a ferret pen instead? Is it like is it kind of like that, or?
Yeah, what we tend to do is we've got normal hutches, so we can separate what we need to separate, because we've got vasectomized hobs to bring the gills out of season, and then we've got separate hobs as well, and then on top of that we've got like play areas and run areas as well, so we can exercise them out. So
that's good to hear. That is
yeah.
See, when I first thought of ferreting, I thought you were going to say the actual ferret does the actual damage and kills the rabbits, not more chases them out. It is.
They do sometimes. They do. They do sometimes. They go in there and they'll either catch them or they're bolt, depending on what they're doing. So yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I think when you get like Simon Whitehead and people like that, they're the real experts on it.
Okay.
They know what they're talking about. They really do. But I've been quite grateful to suddenly think, right, let's have a go with them and have a see what's going on. And I've been glad I have, especially in a rural environment. It's been worth it.
No, that's good. It seems like it's working. Is it just rabbits with your ferrets you do, or can you do anything else with them?
Yeah, so like especially under pallets and warehouses, I use the hobs, especially like big hobs, to flush rats out for the terriers as well. So they're pretty handy with that.
So you're saying that you use the ferrets to flush them out, and the dogs get the rats?
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, it works. It works in some
That's good.
situations. I'm quite careful, to be fair, with what I'm doing with it,
Yeah.
because you've got to realise that you can easily lose in that sort of industrial situation. There's a lot of risks, but in some situations, especially if you've got, decent hobs that are on it, then you can use them to flush them to the dogs. And to be fair, I'll always take my hat off to the dogs, because they'll have a rat come out, kill the rat, and then for the ferret to come out and them just to look at it, and it's like they know it's their mate, they know it's their team, and you just think that is, for me, I know that whatever I've done there has worked, and I'm chuffed when I watch that. That is an amazing. I love it, and I think it's great. But then if quite a lot of the older school pest controllers and the books, I love reading that sort of stuff, and that was just the norm. That's all they they would use that a lot of the time. So yeah, it's nice to. I mean, it's not all the time, but some situations it definitely works.
No, it's definitely good to hear. It is. Adam was saying on the subject of the weasel you caught. I've caught weasels in a range of boxes for mice in a large shed a couple of times, and I got one in my freezer ready to get it mounted.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, spot on.
But the dogs mark the warrants beforehand to let you know there's one in there, hence why the dogs are so important. One big team.
Yeah, no, that's it. No, it's right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, that Bedlington Whippet is, she's pretty on it. I mean, most of her work, to be fair, is rats. She's not too bad on rabbits, but she's no superstar when it comes to rabbits. She doesn't do enough of it because we haven't got as many. But she, with the rats, she's all I want anyway for it. So a lot of the rabbit work I tend to do shooting.
Shooting. Okay, so now we've got onto that. Is it? How's that work for lethal control? Does it like? You just sit there and pick them off, do you? Is that how it works?
I mean, you can make a hide sit there and shoot them like that. I tend to do quite a lot of thermal and night vision now. So
I've seen videos of that
checking
stuff.
with the thermal, and then go on to the night vision that way. To be fair, I know that the thermal scopes are absolutely awesome. I do quite a lot of night shooting of rats as well. And personally, I prefer thermal. Know there's something there. And then I just find the night vision gives me that 100% clarity, especially if you're working in sheds and you go, is that a pig nose or a rat? Is that an egg or is it a rat? I'm not 100. Then you put the night vision on and you can go, that's a rat. That's safe to shoot. And that's just me. I'm not saying that but I personally find that method, and the same with rabbits and foxes. That's how I like to do it. So
it's making sure that you've got the right target, basically, or target pest, basically. It is. You don't want to go shooting a pig.
No. And you haven't got very long either. It's all done very quickly in a split second so you've got to do that risk assessment very quickly in your head to whatever situation. Is it safe? Is it what you want to shoot? And then taking the shot correctly. So it is quite a quick thing. But with rabbits, I tend to do a lot of night shooting with them. But I say this year it's been very quiet. There's not a huge amount around here, so sometimes it's best to leave them be if you can. But rats and foxes we still get it hard. So
okay, so when it comes to mink, what do you do with mink? You're not like the mink
so
man.
I've never had a lot to do with mink. Yeah. Oh, I'd love one. I'd absolutely love one. That would make my day. If I could get a mink under license, I would have one in a shot.
Yeah.
That's my idea of perfection. I'd love it. But yeah.
Do you do mink
I've
work
never
though?
I do. I offer mink work. I haven't done a lot of it. It's never something that I've actually done a lot. When I was keepering, I never actually had that much problem with mink. Lots with stoats. I had some polecats cause an issue once, but I've never had problems with mink. And to be fair, although I offer it and we do a bit, I've not got huge amounts of experience with mink. But it's like anything. It's like trapping most things. You can just apply that same science to it, can't you? You know, if you trap a stoat, you can trap a mink. It's the same sort of mustelid family in that. So yeah, I've done plenty of stoat trapping though.
Yeah, you do a lot of stoats, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just trapping.
I don't now, but when I was keeping, I did a lot.
Okay, but you offer stoat trap. You offer stoats too, don't you?
Yeah,
if people want it.
Yeah, I do. I mean, you get occasional chicken killers, chick killers, and I get called out occasionally for that. But as a general, for pest control, now I don't get loads of stoat call outs. But when I was keeping, part of my job was to keep the stoat numbers down as much as possible. So yeah,
okay,
we do a lot of tunnel trapping. So always make me sneeze. I always sneeze. I know I caught a stoat because when I go to check the trap, I'll sneeze about 20 times.
You know you got one. That's how.
I know I've got one. As I'm walking over to the tunnel, I'll be sneezing. I don't know why it is. It always stoats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Adam's just saying he used to walk miles up and down the river catching mink, get fun climbing trees and all sorts.
Yeah, they're amazing predators. They really are.
No, it's not something I've ever done. That's not. It's never even we've never even had a call for it before. I'll tell you what we had a call for, and I'll see if I can find the picture and send it to you because I did put it on socials and people thought it was a joke. I live in Rutland, right? Yeah. And there's a place called Corby, and it's probably 15 minutes drive or so. Someone had a photograph of, I've gone blank on it. What are them animals that when they stink you, can hurt your eyes?
Not a skunk.
It was a skunk.
It's what, UK?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Honestly, he took photos and we said we don't know what you can do. And I looked it up and apparently years ago, people, I don't know why, people are weird, obviously. People used to keep skunks for pets in their gardens. Apparently, I don't know why you would, but apparently when they outlawed it, you were supposed to hand them over, and instead people just released them. So obviously they have survived. But I'll see if I can find the photo because I did make a post out of it once, and most people thought it was a joke. I went, no, it's real. Well, I know a few people that wanted to go and find it.
Yeah. Oh, credible. That's interesting, isn't it?
I think we didn't go.
Did you ever watch the American trapping ones?
No.
The American trapping ones on YouTube?
No, what's that?
They're great. You want to watch some of them? Yeah, look at some of the American trapper and things like that. You can learn some bits off them. I know it's different animals, but the same. You'll learn little tricks off them. They're great, but they catch a lot of skunks. Yeah, and they have to. I think they have to shoot them in the chest cavity because otherwise they spray at them.
Oh, I don't even know in this country if you could even allow to shoot them. I don't even know what the process is. I don't know.
I don't think you would be allowed to shoot them. No, I don't.
We just said ring the RSPCA.
Red tape with that one.
We just said ring the RSPCA. We haven't got a clue what the law is. I don't know. But yeah, everyone thought it was a
I wouldn't
wind-up.
want to get involved with that one.
No, I knew a few people wanted to go and find it. Oh, why didn't you ring me? I would have gone out. Yeah. I'd go all the way just to see if I could see it.
No.
Kieran would. Kieran Buse would.
He does snake serving, doesn't he, as well?
Oh, did you see the video where he had the snake?
No.
Dude, yeah, he had the one video where I showed me it. It was mice. He was treating mice.
Yeah.
And they had a snake on site.
Oh, that's cool, isn't it?
The snake went and ate the mice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He does everything Kieran does. He does
Yeah. No,
he's allowed to go and move. Yeah, but he's also registered with bats and that. He can go and if it's all above board, he works. Yeah, he's a member of a bat society or something like that, and he has permission to move certain bats.
Oh, okay.
With all permission, obviously. It's all been granted, but he does stuff like that. He's obviously been, and he does it, but only when he's allowed. You know what I mean? It's all been approved. He's allowed to. But yeah, he's involved in all sorts. Kieran is.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, he's
that's next level, isn't it? That's good.
So so foxes, it's your fox control just shoots. Is that how you do? Is that that's the only way you have to do foxes though, isn't it? It's shooting.
So I used to do a lot of snaring, which was the main basically on a shoot. A fox is one of your apex predators. So from the age of 15, I've devoted long time on foxes. So from snaring, shooting, tracking, it was madness. If you had a fox on the estate at one point and someone saw it and gave you a phone call, you would be looked down on that you hadn't done your job properly type thing. So it would be quite sessional. I mean, I was quite lucky with younger years gamekeeping. I was sort of set loose feral almost and was running around the countryside. But yeah, I did a lot of snaring was the main thing, and a lot of lamping back in those days. Not that I'm that old, but still a while ago. We didn't have thermal or even night vision at that stage, so everything was on the lamp and the rifle. Nowadays, I don't do any snaring. I think snaring is a brilliant tool, but for me, I don't need to use it anymore. But I tend to do a lot of just thermal and night vision. I actually do a huge amount of calling. Especially now, I find I actually haven't got as much patience as I used to sitting there for hours on end. So I find at least if I'm calling, I know that something might be coming in. So I like to call in a lot of foxes now. Yeah, so as quick as possible, get the job done.
Nice. Do you do any bird shooting or not?
To be fair, I've done less and less now as the years have gone by. I used to do a lot of crows, rooks. Used to do a lot of crow and magpie trapping. So used to do a lot of larsen trapping. Do a lot of that, and also shooting for crop protection, and also wildlife protection. But we did have a lot of upturn in the general licenses, didn't we? I still do a bit. But to be honest with you, when it comes to the business side of it, sometimes it won't stack up financially to be doing lots of that. So yeah, I do a bit where needed, but not loads. But I have done. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, used to quite enjoy doing the larsen trapping.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask what you said. I didn't see it mentioned.
Yeah,
if he does that, he may do it. But
Yeah, no, I mean, I do a bit of feral work as well, shooting wise, occasionally. Yeah, do a bit. I do find when it with the agricultural side,
Yeah.
quite a lot of the time when it comes to pest control, personally around here, the rats, moles, things like that, everyone, and you almost get. Don't suppose you could shoot some of those ferals? Don't suppose you could? But they sort of almost don't expect to pay for it, so you do have to be careful.
Yeah,
you can make a free job.
Well, you're here anyway. You're here anyway.
You mind? Yeah,
they all do.
Hold on, I'll just get the Swiss Army knife out of the van with all the everything you can ever imagine. Yeah, we can do that, but it's like no. Sometimes you have to say no. So
no, they do try. Well, you're here anyway.
It is. It's
separate, you know.
Yeah, it's an interesting industry, isn't it? You wouldn't ring up a plumber and say, "Well, you enjoy doing this, so you'll come and do this for free, won't you?" But you, especially this round here, I find in the agricultural wise, they get, "Oh, I thought you enjoyed doing the shooting." Well, no, it's work. It's
it's a business.
There's a fine line, isn't there? Yeah, it's not. We don't do it for free. So
no, it's like when you do wasp nests.
Sometimes it is. Yeah.
It's like you do wasp nests. It's like you do one, and the person's got the most we've done on a house. I think is 12 wasp nests. And
oh, really?
Obviously,
that's fair go, isn't
it? Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah. But it was something like 10 or 12. But sometimes we get 1 or 2 or 3 wasp nests. And I'm like, we charge per nest. Yeah, but you're here. Surely you don't charge more, but we charge full price for all nests. Yeah. We do. Sometimes we reduce it a little bit. We do reduce it a bit. Yeah, we've got more, but they sometimes say, £5 for each extra one. I'm like, no. You wouldn't go and get a car tire and say, well, I only want to pay for 1 tire, but I'm already here. Can you put the other 3 on? But no. But that is the way people think, though, with pest control. It's weird. As you say, though, you wouldn't say to the plumber, I need to actually do the downstairs toilet as well for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are.
Yeah. It's great. I get it with the moles. I get it. You'll get there. You'll be doing someone's rats, and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't suppose you could do those moles as well, could you?" Yeah, that would be that much. But as you said, you're here anyway. Do the rats. Yeah, no, that's not how it works. You don't. I've got to come back now to check the traps. So what? Yeah, it's crazy sometimes what you get. But yeah, no, wasp nest. I agree with you. A wasp. Every nest is. You might get a slight reduction, but a nest is still a nest, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. But yeah, it is. It's a funny business. It is. I think sometimes we've got to be a bit more firmer, haven't we? With saying.
I agree.
But sometimes I've done where if it's a contract customer, but you sometimes really should be a bit firmer. This is extra service. We'll try and do more of that now. We are rather than say
I get it a lot with foxes, and sometimes I think foxes can be I've almost got a distaste for foxes sometimes because it's always that added. People don't realize the time and effort that goes into it. It doesn't just happen. So they turn around there and they go, "Oh, you'll go to a contract." They know what you do, and they say, "Oh, we've had a load of chickens killed. Don't suppose you'd mind getting rid of that fox for us?" Yeah, no problem. But this is how much it's going to cost you. Same again. Oh, but you do. Yeah, but it's, and they don't realize that you might be there 2-3 hours in the pee and rain in the dark when you could be at home, and that's what they don't. And there's always that comeback. Well, so-and-so does it for free. And I've got to the stage that I agree with you. I've got hard that we'll ask him to do it then. It's,
to be fair, we have said
you're
that.
Paying for a professional job.
We had one person.
And funny how I bet you they turned around and said, "No, we'll have you."
Yeah, because they're lying. They once said to me, when they try and get a good price on the phone, well, I know this rent-a-kill chap. He charges 50 quid. It's what, for the whole treatment? Free? Yeah. I'll tell you what, and take them on and send me their phone number, and I'll get them to do my work. Funny enough, they never rang back.
No.
It's just you get people trying it on sometimes, don't you? You do. It's like, well, so and so, we don't bar our price down. Like if you're on the phone, our price is our price. Whereas some people will knock the price down, and we're like, you either want the service or you don't want the service. That's what we charge. If they charge less, then that's up to them. But some people try and do that. It doesn't work with us. It doesn't. It doesn't. We don't do that. Well, yeah, some people. People will though.
Yeah. No, but what you find is a lot of the time they'll say, let's say with the foxes, chap down the road will shoot them for free. That's fine. Get him. Oh, he's busy. We don't want him because he plasters it all over Facebook, and we want it done discreetly, quietly, in and out, no fuss. I mean, quite a lot of the shooting things we do, they know that I'm never going to say about it, all perfectly above board, but they don't want that publicity. You're in and out, you're quiet, everything's done. There's no need to talk about it. Job done. But so you are, you're professional, aren't you? It's a service.
It is. But they've got to, obviously, I'd say doing the foxes will take a lot longer than, say, a tiny area of doing mole trapping, because at least you can come back next day or whatever you do. A few days later, you've got to sit there on that site for a few hours with your gun, as you say, in the dark, or your thermals. It's not the same. But every service is a price. It is. So and so down the road could do it for free. Well, I actually say go and let him do it then. I don't like that when you say that. No. But I say,
Yeah, no, I think that's right. And also, you can't guarantee it. So let's say you're out shooting. Brilliant instance. Last week, I was out lambing calling, fox job. We were there, and we were probably there 3 hours. And I had the therm and everything, and I could see a fox, but it wasn't safe to shoot. It was on the skyline. It never had a safe backstrop to shoot it. So I couldn't take the shot. There was nothing I could do, and there was only so long you could give it. We had to call it. No result, And I know, because I don't want to be there any longer than I have to be. I want to get the job done. I'm pretty keen to get a result, as quickly as you can. But you still walk in the yard, and the farmer's going, "What happened?" "Oh, yeah, saw it, but didn't get a shot at it." And the deflation that you watch in their face, you think, yeah, but we've still spent 3 hours, and using all our skill set to try and get it. And every other time you've called me, we've had a result. But that's what people don't realise, that there is quite a lot of pressure on it for us with animals to suddenly get a result for something that you can't always, even to a rat going in a trap. You don't know that rat's 100% going to go, you can use all your skill, but it can be a roll of the dice sometimes.
It can be. You are right. It's I don't think, some customers don't think. Maybe it's something you need to try and educate customers more about.
Yeah,
it is. They're just not thinking. Obviously, you're talking about a farmer, aren't you? Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, I deal with the farming community all the time, and I think as a whole, they're all very good. I don't get a lot of bother with them, but they do expect a result for the payment. I mean, there is an element of, well, what have you done? So, but I would say a lot of things that people say, I don't have a lot of issue with the farming community at all, really. So I think,
you got
interested. I think it will be interesting. We frozen?
No, I'm just waiting for you. Carry on. I forgot what I was going to say anyway. I am.
Right. Okay, that's right. It'll be interesting next year with the change of qualification for agricultural base, won't it?
Oh, they're not happy. I know that. I've heard they're not. The quality assurance, isn't it? From Red Tractor.
I think we can all sort of agree that the a lot of the rodenticide use agriculturally has got to be to blame, for the testing with birds of prey and everything else, haven't we? We've got to. It's got to be coming from. I think it'd be interesting domestically in that environment. Is that affecting? Is that getting into the system as much as it is agricultural base?
I'll be honest, it's a hard one because obviously, as pest controllers, the default is to blame the farmers. But I would say it could be the public too. Yeah. The public buying bait, because obviously, the situation in Birmingham, how bad it is in Birmingham. Yeah, with the rats and the bin strikes. From what I've heard, the likes of Screwfix can't keep off the shop bait in stock long enough. The public are buying it in their droves. They are to try and stop the issue, but it's a collective. But if it was only the pest professionals that were qualified, and obviously farmers that had the tickets and did their CPD, and it wasn't available to the public, I think the impact would be far better. I think most people can agree with that, but that's never going to happen, is it?
No, it's not. I don't think we can, you can blame the agricultural sector and farming, gamekeeping, and everything else. But I think what's in reality where that sector's based is where the most likely contamination is going to be. I think a lot of it has to be, personally, from what I witness, I think most agricultural sector people haven't got time. So in the scale of running things, the bait plan, rodent control is the last thing. If you said to a farmer, or not, I don't want to just say farmers, but any agricultural sector, if you say to them, what are you doing? Saturated baiting? Are you pulse baiting? Have you got neophobia around here? What's your bait box shyness? Is there resistance? All this sort of thing. They wouldn't have a clue. So they've gone to Mole Valley or wherever, and they've brought the blue stuff or the red stuff, and they've tipped it down. And if the rats don't stop, then you'll probably get a phone call. If the rats do stop, they'll keep going. And how long is it until then the wood mice come in, and then the rats are still eating it in their head, so they'll keep topping it up? I think sometimes the level of training will be a good thing.
Well, yeah, hopefully it is. Just we'll have to see. It's going to be a change. Three crew points you need you do them this year for next year, but say you're ready for next year. But it will be interesting. It will, to see what happens, because did you listen to the Beauties and Beasties podcast when they had a lady from Red Tractor on?
I did listen to that one,
That was a good listen, that was. And she said what you did. Pest control is at the bottom of the list for farmers.
Yeah, it is.
They've got a lot to deal with. They've got a lot of paperwork to run a farm, and it is at the bottom. You see, we prefer if they hire a pest controller. It's not a requirement to.
No. I find quite a lot when because quite a lot of my work is agricultural contracts, a lot of dairy farms, pigs, chickens.
I've got one.
That sort of thing. And have you? All good?
I used to have Red Tractor as well. Yeah. It's not really not really what you call a farm, really. It's they have like
Right.
a shed, and they keep grain in it, and people put their grain in it, and that shed's task. The other shed they've got isn't task. It's not difficult,
Right.
but people put grain in it and they rent it or whatever, and that's basically it. It's not an actual farm, but it's called a farm, but there ain't no animals there. There ain't.
Right. Okay.
You get what I mean? It's a bit weird, but there's no actual animals. There ain't.
Yeah. But I think it's nice to have a lot of diversity with even just in a daily workload, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't want to do all farms. I do a lot of them, but I think that it's nice to have a mix up through the day. But yeah, with farms, normally you're getting the contract when they've given up. They've tried themselves. They've had enough. They've had an inspection. It hasn't gone well. They've got rats everywhere. They've killed the dog. They've killed a cow. You've had it gone wrong, and then you've got that phone call. But it's then just trying to manage that and getting those. There isn't many times you go somewhere and you haven't got to hit them down hard first. But
no, that's right. I mean,
I think you're right.
But no, the task site we got, it was for exactly that reason. They were told that they had to get professional pest control in because they weren't using a gamekeeper, and they weren't happy with it. And that was the only reason they took us on. He told us, we've had a few warnings and we've got to get you in. Yeah. It wasn't like it was like, you've got to get professional pest control in. And that's the only reason he rang us. It was. So they're nice enough people. They do what they tell us to. They're, you know what I mean? It's all right.
The agricultural sector on a serious hit all the time. I mean, a lot of the industrial farms, they're under a huge amount of pressure anyway to tick boxes and make sure everything's correct because they've got antis, they've got new regulations, they've got all the time, they've got auditors. Some farms that they've even got self auditors. So it is a necessity, isn't it? You're a necessity. It is one of those, isn't it? But I think with farms, especially, if some time can be spent, and farmers that are doing themselves sort of learn about, how to control the rats better, then hopefully it might. But we'll find out, won't we?
How to clean up. Hygiene would be a big one. Hygiene would be a big one for farmers. How to clean up when there's, But it's only one farm as such.
A lot of places they can't. Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. Like underneath bins, silos, things like that. I think I spent most of my time writing, please clear up mess underneath silo, such and such. Please do this. It's the ad-lib food that you can't ever get rid of is the one that you think, right, how I've had rat colonies that literally they've got all of they could ever clearly want, and they've got a cavity full of insulation to go with it, and they've got Christmas, and there is no way you can stop them getting in either. They can literally get in everywhere they want, and you just think, right, let's have some fun here then, and that's when you can just chuck everything you can at them, isn't it? So, but I find with the behavior resistance in that instance is you learn a lot from them. Then they really are, brilliant, and they are incredible animals, aren't they? They really are.
They're clever. They don't always react how they should do.
Yeah.
Like I had this job in the garden recently, and I've never seen it before. The rat had actually dug under the box and through, rather than having to go through the box.
Yeah,
weird. I've never seen it before.
Oh, that's we had them come like that, and they'd run the line of sight of the box, and even with some wooden boxes, they'd run the line of sight, but they wouldn't curve in at all.
Yeah.
So they just wouldn't turn the corner. No matter what you did, they would carry on. You could watch them on the prints and put cameras up. Yeah, incredible. So all sorts. I do find in that situation, wooden boxes and quite often run through trapping with fens and things work really well. I do a lot of that sort of thing with those environments when they just won't eat anything.
I think that's what they were using before when I took this site over. I think they were fens inside the wooden boxes they had. But he said it wasn't. He said to me it wasn't working.
Yeah, I love it. No, I think you've got to be careful with all traps. Sorry, Carol.
Yeah, no, there was obviously reasons why they weren't working. We've corrected a lot of them. Yeah. Don't leave the grain out was one of them.
Yeah.
Hygiene
is hygiene.
Yeah.
IPM.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do wise up to all traps as well, don't they? You've got to have a mix. You've got to have a mix of what's happening, what's going on.
The lag's getting better.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's right then.
Apparently, Adam said it's gone, but it was there slightly for a second. Your picture quality's got far better.
No, that's
it was a bit blurry for a bit. So
ideal.
Adam reckons we've dealt with it pretty well. Me trying to slowly react to you. Adam said it was on about this. You remember that story I told you about the skunk? He said I had a call out for a monkey in a co-op on a bloody Sunday afternoon. Come up as a monkey running around the store when I worked at a national company. It turned out, I'll put it on screen. Where were we? It turned out it was a taxidermy monkey where they kept Hermes parcels there, and it was smelling how it got through from the clients to our office to myself, from that to a monkey running around the store. I'll never know. But yeah, crazy what you get calls for.
That's
especially big companies. Especially big national companies, it's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, change the story halfway through, It's so
crazy.
In pest control, do you think being part of a trade body helps your business look professional, or do you think it's something that benefits your business? Do you?
Yeah, 100%. I think I think it's a brilliant thing to have. I'm not in anyone in particular. Obviously, with BPCA.
That's fine. Just because I'm on the board of the MPTA, don't think you can be with whoever you want. You can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got no issues.
It's purely I did my training with them early as well. So, obviously there was that sort of kick start there with them. I think it's a necessity, really. I personally wouldn't be without it, now, and I think you look more professional, and I think it offers you more things, doesn't it? Really, it's good to have that there.
Oh, there's definitely benefits to it. There's a lot of benefits, obviously, with the BPCA. You've got a smart, you've got things like that you have on your side, but all the trade bodies have got their benefits towards having them, because it does make you look more professional being part of a trade body, because they're verified that you have the right qualifications to be doing the job as well. They do. So yeah, it's good to hear that you like trade bodies. Just thought I'd get your take on that. So what do you think about CPD? Do you like CPD?
I love CPD. Yeah, I think I'm one of those. I've always been very obsessional over things. So I pick something and that's it. I'm obsessed over it. So when it comes to pest control and traps and shooting, I spend most of my time sat there reading or looking up or doing something. So the fact that I can tick that off and put it as a point, that's great as well. So, and I think it gives you more, doesn't it? You know, the fact that you've got more, you know, you've got quizzes, you've got, you know, magazines, you've got podcasts. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, you have.
20 points isn't that difficult, is it?
I go higher.
Yeah.
I got 76 last year.
Oh, you nailed it.
Well, that was also because
you nailed it. I think
yeah, but that was because I passed my RSPH level 2 in pest management last year award. So that's 30 alone. So take that away, and I still had 46, which wasn't bad. So it's 76 because of the qualification, but still good.
Yeah,
I'll go for more if I can.
Oh yeah,
I've got a book. I'll show you it after the show. You can get 12 points from it. It's doing crosswords. You can.
How is it?
Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you.
I'll have to have a look. I'll have to go on that one.
Yeah. It's a little book.
That's brilliant.
It's cheap, but it's like 12 points for the entire book. It is 12 quid, £1 a point, basically, without delivery, obviously. Yeah.
I think you can learn a lot from that sort of books and things like that. I think and to be fair, CPD is actually the thing that saves you money, and it makes you a better pest controller, because the things you learn in source of CPD will make the job easier for you, means you can offer more things. You can do. I think it's just a block, isn't it, that keeps, you know, day-to-day CPD sometimes, isn't it? You know, so
yeah, it does. I mean, us really pushing into mold control really helped expand our business in terms of, I mean, sometimes like from December till now, she's normally very dead, but from December, I mean, quiet, not dead. But I would say because we were doing mold, we really pushed into moles. We got loads of mold work that replaced a lot of the work we didn't get. So I would say, yeah, you are right with the CPD.
Perfect.
For our American friends, we call it continuous professional development. We do here. But you need 20 hours, but 20 points, sorry, but that is hours. But as of next year, well, you have to do it this year, you need to get 3 crew points as well. I've done mine already. I have.
Job done, isn't it? Yeah, I think.
Well, the crew points,
the mold control, that's brilliant, though, isn't it? The mold with that, you know, as you say, it's opened up that business for you, and that's helped you in that sort of quieter time, isn't it? You know, that's ideal, isn't it? So,
well, it has. You know, I've got a proper nailing pad as well. I've got a nailing pad.
Have you? I always wear knee pads. Yeah, I think the ones we got off Amazon, Thunderbolt ones, I think they were called. Just so
okay.
Do not. Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome.
Yeah. I've got this nail pad thing. It's great. It does the same thing. Yeah. I just nail onto the pad, and it's got literally like things where your knees go. It tells you where to put your knees. So I don't always have to like go down, but it is best to, because you've got to feel for if you've got the tunnel right, you have.
Yeah.
I don't want to completely bend down the whole way.
I think you've got to save your knees. I mean, like now I'm got probably organic side grass is a bit low. We've got a few more farms left. Then it's just domestics. But like now my knees are shot, my back's shot, you know, my wrists are like for the end of the molding season. I'm a bit worn out now. I'm looking forward to May. Have a bit of maybe a couple of days off will be quite nice, to be fair, because I haven't had any time off for a little while now. So it'll be it will be nice. The moles send us a bit crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a busy.
You've got to look after yourself. You only got, you know.
That. But yeah, it's I go gym. You see, I do. I broke my knee. I broke my knee twice, so I definitely have got to look after my knees. Not in pest control, but I did break it once in a customer's garden. Yeah,
Right.
I did. But yeah, I go gym since last year. Lost 6.5 stone since then, and I really love the gym.
Oh, brilliant!
I do. I think it helps the job. I do. My mobility and longevity. It helps with everything. But obviously, it's whether you've got time to go gym. I always get in at least 4 times a week.
Yeah, no, I do as well. I don't go 4 times a week, but not at the moment. But I do.
Sometimes I go 3. It depends. It depends. But I mainly do weightlifting.
Yeah,
that's what I do. You've probably seen my videos. Maybe I don't know if you have. I put them everywhere.
I don't think I have seen them actually. No.
Okay, right. I have to make sure you see them, then. I will.
No,
I've got a lot.
Yeah, definitely. 6 stone's good though. 6 stone's hella. That's real good, isn't it? You should be chuffed with that.
It is, because I was nearly 30.
That's brilliant, isn't it? It's hard going.
Oh, it is.
Was it? Yeah. It's hard going. Isn't it? When it starts coming off, it's good.
Yeah. Obviously, because I weightlift, sometimes you don't always get the loss you want, but it balances out because you're losing, technically, you're losing in vision. Sometimes it doesn't always come off on the scales, but visually you can still see it. You get what I mean? You can. You can, but yeah.
Yeah, weight's a funny thing. Weight can be and muscle weighs heavier as well, doesn't it? So you have to
it's more denser
into it as well, because you'll stagnate and then you'll no, it's but no, I agree. Self-care is, I think, really important, like knees and everything else, and then also having that time. I find when you go to the gym, you can switch off. You're just there doing that, and it's nice to have, and you feel better. And as you say, that helps the business because you're looked after yourself. You know, it's good.
Yeah, it does. The business pays my gym. Good. It does.
Happy days. That's all right then.
Yeah, my dad said when I said I wanted to go back to the gym and want to do it properly this time, because I did do it a few years ago and quit. But I said with this knee, I can't break my knee again. I said I want to really, and to be fair, he said to me, I didn't expect you to stick to it, and he's really happy that I stuck to it. And it's turned into a passion, really. It's not just to get fit. I actually enjoy going. I know a lot of people there, speak to them, and that it's quite friendly. Don't get me wrong, the gym I go to, the guys in there are pretty big. You know, do you know what I mean? The pretty big guys, but everyone's nice. Do you know what I mean? So
it
is. But yeah,
that's good then.
But yeah, I tell you what,
it's addictive. It's addictive.
It's addictive. It is. I like deadlifts. I like doing deadlifting. I'm working on that. I've been working on my core mainly, trying to build up my core more, so it's stronger, so I can lift heavier for deadlifting. Because I can do about 100 kg or more. 120 is my personal best, I think. That's for the bar. You got to understand now, I'm a big bloke anyway. See what I mean? So, I am. But I don't go too far. I never want to
look at that then.
I never want to hurt myself, obviously. I'm careful. But I'll show you. I'll show you. There's some of the videos. I do.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But yes. Anyway, thanks for coming on. I've learned a lot about, and I hope everyone else has learned a lot about wildlife management and your business, because it's good. It is. It's good to have you on, and thanks for the recommendation to Kieran.
Yeah,
we message each other. We message each other all the time now. I've never met you, but we message all the time.
It's funny, isn't it? But that's the brilliant thing with these sort of things.
Exactly.
It's networking, isn't it? And you speak to people you wouldn't normally speak to.
It's true. It is. It is. So yeah. Thanks for coming on. Oh, it is. Yeah, because I just think the industry's changing a bit. I don't know if you're right. It's changing where people are more open to helping others. Maybe not locally, but nationally, a lot of people network and give people advice now. It didn't used to be that way, but I think it's changing where people want to help people more now than they used to. Do you see what I mean? Would you agree with that or not? Do you think it's changing?
I completely agree. So, like here, I mean, I haven't been in the industry, that long, but I found starting out, deepest, darkest Devon that we are here, there wasn't anyone. You know, obviously there was Andy and whatever that I could speak to, but there wasn't a lot. And I think with podcasts like yourself, you know, and beasties and the trade organisations, it makes you connected and network, and you know, speak to people like yourself, speak to, you know, everyone, and suddenly you can start flipping ideas, and you're not alone in this. You know, this is my patch, that's your patch, and I think that's where we learn different things, don't we? You know, like you're very good with wasps. I don't do very many wasps. I can ask you questions about wasps. You know, and it's having those people that know, and you can, you know, speak to them, can't you? You know, I think it's brilliant.
I just wish they didn't remove a certain product. That's all.
Yeah. What's the plan then? What's the plan then? Have you got your plan?
I haven't even got any wasp jobs to fair yet. I've got to make a plan. But yeah, I don't. I seen my first wasp today. It was stripping someone's shed. One queen wasp. I haven't seen many. Not any calls yet. Nothing.
I've seen a couple of queens here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of queens in the garden so far, I've seen.
Yeah, I'm not prepared for yet. I'm not for that. I'm enjoying my catching moles more recently.
No.
Obviously, wasp is more lucrative, but we'll have to see how it goes this year. We will. See if it's an uptick in wasps.
Prices will definitely go up, won't they?
Reckon so. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Adam's. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Adam's showing off in chat. He's always done 3 baby ones, 3 little ones.
Has he?
Adam.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah. Yeah. I've not done any.
Oh,
he's beat me to it.
No.
He didn't beat me last year.
I think. No.
No.
How many did you do last year?
About 150, 160. That's terrible.
Yeah, this is good going. Yeah, all right.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it would be an interest. It would be the ones that you can't get too easily. That will be the ones, won't it? That's the one that will take some thought and, you know, be some. I mean, we tried other products and found as a trial we did get 1 or 2 callbacks with that, but it's weird. It's almost like a week or 2 later. It's almost like it like cocoons the nest or stops the nest, isn't it? And then like a week or 2 later, that's when you get the callback from it.
I asked for proof.
Deep cavity.
Yeah, I asked for proof though. I asked for a video, then to video it, because I've had a lot of wasp jobs where you turn up. Where's the wasp nest gone? Where's the wasp? Oh, well, I seen one the other day. And I just feel sometimes they call you back because they don't feel they've had their money's worth. So that's why I actually asked for video evidence that it's actually still active. I'm not going, otherwise I don't go back. Yeah. I've had it so many times where I just feel that they haven't got their money's worth out of you, like they would do with a rat job. So we now ask for evidence that it is still active. I know. Going in and out.
Yeah. The find out with the moles as well. Like if you trap the garden and it's not too much of a deal, and you've already, so occasionally does happen, you catch before you leave, and then you're back and you're done within 2 minutes the next time. They sort of look at you like, well, aren't we getting more for our money? And you're sort of like, well, that's what it, you know, it's a fair price. You can catch the mole yourself if you like. But I get what you're saying. But I think, yeah,
no, you are right. You are. It's but we always ask for proof now. We tell them actually you'll need video evidence. You've got to record it and send it to us over WhatsApp, because we get too many people where you just feel like charging them a call that charge because they've wasted your time. But that's why we do it.
The callbacks I had, they were right. It was about a week or 2 afterwards, and it was cavity walls, and they were right. It was they were back. They hadn't destroyed the nest. But I dug up a few ground nests, and I find that I quite enjoy doing that. Really, and then there's definitely no callback then. they've gone.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they will be.
if you can get them gone, and then there's not going to be a callback. So, but I mean, I don't do loads of wasp nests. I just find it's something interesting, isn't it? It's
it is
something different.
It is, but all this changes. I'm just not so into it this year at the minute. I'll probably get the bug for it soon, but I'm just not in the book. I probably will if it kicks off. I probably will. Just at the minute, I'm like, it's too early. Clearly, if you Adam's position,
do you do a lot of other insects?
Bed bugs, fleas, berry carpet beetle, moth, ants when we get ants. Yeah, things like that. But I wouldn't say it's a big part of our business.
Quite a few then.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
a lot of people say it's good to do. Right.
Yeah, it is good to do a lot of insects. We do get work for insects. We do.
Right.
But I'd say we do rodents more than anything, really. I would. Or squirrels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prey squirrels. Preface that.
How have you find trapping in at the moment? I've had this year especially. I've had quite a few that are actually been real trap shy actually.
Tubes. Tube trap.
WCs. Yeah. Is it WCS? And that? Yeah, they're good traps. Them. Yeah, they work well.
The tube ones. We also use good natures, but we haven't had a lot of success with them recently. We find they work or they don't work.
Yeah,
so we use them in combination with the tube trap.
Right. Okay.
As well.
At least it's there. At least it's there, ready to go. Reset and go once you've done it. They are hit and miss, aren't they? The good natures.
They are.
I've tried them on rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you look.
Yeah, they're difficult to get all the time.
Yeah. We used it a few years back on a job. My dad used it on a job where there was a heavy infestation, and it was working. It was knocking them every day, bang, 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 bang. And what it turned out though, the area it was in, what was happening was how in the loft spaces all the houses are supposed to be divided. Yeah, separating walls for fire reasons.
Yeah.
Well, my dad had a look.
Yes.
No, they were running all the way through the block, all up and down the road into everyone's houses.
Okay.
So it was killing off all the neighbours too. But it did. It was effective. It worked anyway.
Yeah.
It did.
I quite like the docks for squirrels as well, but I have had a few that won't. You can watch them on the cameras, and they're not that keen on the docks.
There you go.
Yeah, insulate. That works for the rats as well, doesn't it? You cover them up. They like that. Yeah, no, that's brilliant.
But yeah, it's we don't get many squirrel jobs. We get a few, but not many. I wouldn't say. Do you get a lot of squirrel work?
Don't get lots, but yeah, I do get a fair few round here. Had one the other day. We had what did we have? We had squirrels. We had like serious wood mouse infestation in the top. Not that you can call it infestation, but it was causing some bother. And then they were eating all the squirrel bait. The squirrels would eat anything else you put in, and then once we cleared the squirrels out, we had rats in there as well. So we had absolutely. I thought in a minute we're just going to put the camera on. There's going to be a bear there. So yeah. But no, we do a bit of squirrels. So yeah, I have found that they normally trap quite well, but yeah, this year especially, I've had a few that didn't. Even with mixing traps up, we got them eventually, but they weren't as easy as they sometimes can be. So not that anything's easy. It's if you know where you're putting it.
Well, it's all learning into the trapping.
Yeah. What do you find with your if you get call outs in domestic and it's mice, what mice do you find? Because you're quite rural, don't you? What mice do you normally find are causing the problem for your call outs?
A lot of house mice.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I tend to find that we get a few house mice, but we always use traps. But it's quite often it will be wood mice quite often.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we use traps mainly now. Use the rat pack boxes.
Brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah. They're the little mouse trap. You can put 2 traps in them. You can.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they're called, but
Yeah,
they're from Rat Pack.
Quick locks.
That's it. That's the one. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We buy them for the mice.
Best mouse box. Yeah.
It's
yeah,
good.
they're really good, robust, aren't they? They're
they are.
brilliant boxes actually.
They
yeah, awesome. Until squirrels completely annihilate them, then they're not too good. Then
no, just chew through the chew through the plastic.
Yeah, don't. Do you still using? Do you use cameras quite a lot?
We have got rear links. I haven't had to use them in a while, but we can use them, if we need to.
Okay, I think it's a game changer, isn't it? I absolutely love cameras. I think they're the best thing in the world.
They solved a mystery for me once where this chap thought he had mice or whatever. So I stuck the rear link in because I couldn't work it out. And it was birds. It was birds. It was. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that I couldn't be without them now. That's how I really just think for everything they save so much time and effort to have on your phone sending you, updates if you pre-bake live traps or doing anything, it tells you exactly what's going on, how they're interacting. I think it's a game changer, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, technology. It's like we used it for a case where this lady was convinced that she still had like a rat infestation, and I was like, no, I'll bring the camera next week. There's nothing there. I said I'll put this camera up. An elderly lady, and I came back next week and said there's nothing up there. So I showed all the footage. It says, and all you could hear, because obviously I said to her, I'll put the audio on because she was on about this noise, but said it was a stair lift going up. You could hear this noise, and all we could hear was her stair lift and her using the Hoover. So I said, "There's no motion up there at all.
Right?
It's only the noises it could hear." And she was fine after I showed her because then it's like proof, isn't it? It's pretty, like there's nothing there.
Yeah,
you can't lie, can it? Camera can't.
I had traps underneath a unit, and they So I was just reading the thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes, I've found sometimes I do more so with foxes on the IR. But to be honest with you,
can you just explain it a bit for people that listen on audio after?
Oh, sorry. So the night vision with the IR on the top emits an infrared light, which can be picked up from eyesight from rats or foxes or rabbits, whatever you're shooting with, but we can't see it with our naked eyes very well. But what you were asking is if you can notice they can actually pick it up. I've noticed it with foxes. I've 100% noticed the IR go on, and I have sometimes with rats, but I would say I find even if you put a red lamp on, sometimes rats won't even bat an eyelid or know you're there anyway. So sometimes, but not much, no.
Okay.
Is that right? I was just saying about the camera underneath the. They had a landlord convinced that there wasn't rats digging up through the cavity, and put the camera on there. Video of the rat getting caught. You've got that proof instant, haven't you? You know it's sorted. It, so yeah,
you have. I think technology will be used a lot more going forward. I do.
Yeah,
because I'm obviously part of a trial 100%. Now. Have you seen that trial I'm part of?
I heard about that. How are you finding that? Has it started?
It's early days. I've gone and switched it because they were empty. Then I've put some monitoring blocks and I've put some scent in now.
Right.
So then I'll see. I haven't had any activations yet.
Right.
But it might be because it's a current contract I've got. But because I have all the boxes, that might just be a neophobic reaction.
Yeah.
So it might be that in a week's time, it starts going off. They start going off because these are all new boxes that are placed. They're not my normal boxes, if you get what I mean. So they should be getting hit soon. They should be. So it's a work in progress.
Did you say?
Is it 2 weeks? Is it 2 weeks? A week? 2 weeks? I can't remember.
Oh, it's early days then.
Yeah, it's early days. It's a 4-month trial, so it is. But they are new boxes, so that might be the issue. But I'll keep playing with it. But yeah, it's interesting anyway.
So that tells you instantly. That tells you anything's gone in, what's happening, what it logs it all, sends it to you. Yeah, how brilliant.
Oh, no, it just logs the fact that something's been in the box. It does.
Right.
So whether you've got toxic bait or traps or whatever, you'll know. It's very easy to. It was very easy to set up. It was Gary from Syngenta. It was very good. It was, but I'll keep everyone informed. There'll be a whole. Obviously, my final thoughts are when the trial's done. So I'm optimistic that it's going to work. I think it's pretty cool, but it's because the boxes are new and down. I think that's why they'll soon. I'll soon get the alarm going off more, but it's just the right start. But I can't wait for the alarm to go off on it.
Yeah, that'd be good. It'd be interesting how effective they are, because I mean the nice thing with cameras is you can see exactly what's going on, can't you? But with that,
I agree.
That it's not. It's just telling you that there's been motion, I suppose. That's all that you're getting through that, isn't it? But
because sometimes you could actually put a camera up as well to see, because like Shaun Muller was saying that he put cameras up on one of his farms and the rats weren't acting like they're meant to be. So he put the cameras up and he found that they weren't going around the boxes. They were going in this complete different area they didn't even think about. But it wasn't until they used the camera that they could see that. So it just shows you. But I do think that the cameras will be the future as well. I think it'll be to the point where, I don't know whether they're working on it, like a Rio Link, but they pick up like rodents, like they'll know if that's a rat, if that's a mouse, if that's that, rather than picking up humans. It'll be specifically for animals. It will be AI. I think they'll be putting AI in. I think
they're getting that way now. I mean, not quite that. Oh, they probably are some places, but I mean, we're just got some of the new Zeiss cameras, and they're pretty good. And what I find around here is the signal shocking, because we're right in the middle of nowhere. So the Zeiss, actually, we found the signal's pretty good with them sending it over no matter where it is. So especially on farms, you can plonk it out there and it will tell you what's happening when, and you can get a better picture of how things, it tells you, you can watch your live traps, see if they're pre-baiting, how they're interacting, and then set them, job done. So
that's really good, that is.
Yeah,
it
does. Sorry,
no, go on, carry on. You're okay. The lag thing's happening again.
It doesn't it doesn't do the identifying, but I'm pretty sure I'm not the most techie. It does do quite a lot of things that it does go quite far. So I don't think we're far off what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that will happen. I do. I think it'll be a mixture of camera and digital, but it's got to, obviously pricing's got to come down for it to be, it obviously depends what you're using as well. Adam was just asking me. So, Adam, I'm using part of the MPTA and Syngenta trial, Syngenta's Secure Choice digital monitoring system. That's what I'm trialing for them, 4-month trial for them, from the perspective of, do I think it can work from a small business perspective and what I think about how it works, etc. And then after 4 months, you'll know, you will. So it'll be magazines and stuff like that, and maybe they may get me to say something at MPTA's Pest Tech. I don't know.
No, it's brilliant.
I have to say I don't know, but you'll hear it in the magazines anyway. You will, but yeah, it will be. It's early days at the minute, but
is that on different sites? Is that on one site or different sites? One site. What site did you say it was?
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay. Secret.
It's a commercial client.
Right, okay.
But there has to be agreements signed for me to say, you see what I mean? In each publication.
Right.
So you probably will find out who it is, but I can't until it gets, you see what I mean? I don't want to get into trouble.
Yeah.
But it's a good client. They're very open to it.
That's not.
As soon as I heard about the trial, just, when you have one company in mind, they'll go for it. It won't cost them though to be part of it, and they were quite excited to be part of it. So but I can't say obviously.
Oh, that's all right.
But you may find out at some point in the trial.
No. My biggest one on.
Yeah. It's only 8 sensors. It's 8 sensors.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes. 8 sensors.
So even
one
smashed up. I find they. All right. Oh, that's okay then. You don't want to get smashed then. Not smashed up.
No, they won't. They won't. It's a secure site anyway.
No, that's
I've never had any issues there before. They're nice people, nice site.
Oh, I do.
That's why I picked it. So I knew.
Yeah.
But it's we'll see what comes out of it. We will.
It's the way forward.
Yeah. I like it. I just I want to get some activations, but I think that's what it might be. The new boxes on the site that weren't there before.
Right.
So that might be it. So you have to play with these things, don't you? You do.
Sometimes you've got to be patient as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's. I find, especially like you get clients going, "Why haven't you got results? Why haven't you got results?" And you're like, "Well, we're not even 14 days yet. Calm down. Let's not panic. Let's just give it a bit and have a breathe, and it will sort itself out. We'll get there.
With this trial though, the client's actually in on the actual dashboard. They get alarms too, so that they can see it all as well.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah. But
you can include them in that. That's great. That is, yeah.
Well, yeah, you can, and that was all sorted. But anyway, thanks for giving up 2 hours of your Tuesday night for me.
No, that's all right. No worries. I can talk for England, so yeah, no, I do.
I think that's 2 hours will be enough for people to learn and listen to. You got anyone you'd like to see on this podcast?
Definitely.
Who's that?
Ooh, that's a difficult one, isn't it? Oh, you
caught
me that one. I wasn't expecting a question.
You can get back to me on it.
Let me have a think a second. No, don't know. I think maybe it'd be interesting to see from maybe like the other side of the fence a bit as well. So maybe speak to someone that maybe is a bit against pest control.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Okay.
Do you get? It's quite interesting to hear from someone else's perspective on pest control. If they're, just not to light a fire, but yeah, just be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I see what you mean, because a lot of people don't understand pest control. What it can be proofing, it can be blocking the animals out and not actually killing them. People don't realise that, do they?
Yeah. So no, someone that maybe isn't into lethal control. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. That's a good idea, but I'll have a think about that. I will. Is there anything you want to shout out, or do you want anything you want to say?
No, just brilliant. I think the podcasts are great. I think keep going with it, and hopefully, it will help people, and people can keep networking and keep going. And I think anything like this is brilliant.
All right, and thanks, Sam, and I'll see everyone next week, next Tuesday, same time, and we have another guest on next week. But I'll announce that. Well, it's Jasmine from OptiCatch. So if you want to know all about EFK units, fluorescent bulbs, are they being banned, are they not being banned, everything. She'll let you know everything and anything about that. She knows the stuff, obviously. So anyway, thanks, Sam, and thanks everyone for watching. Also, before I forget, if you're with the British Pest Register, you can go on and log your points. I will put it in the drop-down menu, so you can log your points. It will be 2 points for this show because it hit 2 hours. And you can log it there. And also, if you want to log the CPD diary with the BPCA, you could log your own podcast that you are on.
I don't think I will. I will. I think that's a bit too overstated.
Yeah, it probably is. Probably blowing your own trumpet. Yeah. I learned from myself.
Yeah, I'll put that on there. The things I hope to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Self-reflection.
Right, thanks
very much,
mate. Stay on for a minute. I'm just going to end the stream. All right, then. All right.
Cool.
See you next week, everyone. Thanks.